Hey there, guys. Super clicking on the video. Right now today, the Kombat cast came out for Omni-Man, which actually comes out tomorrow. I'm not sure at what hour. I haven't seen much of the Kombat cast, despite what you might see on the screen. I just skipped ahead because they were talking about invasions and all this other stuff that honestly does not matter. But yeah, we're gonna just watch sort of like what they show off here. I haven't seen this, so this is gonna be pretty interesting to see sort of what they do about Omni-Man. I know they talked about Tremor a little bit, so let's go ahead and see.
Get to
Let's
Omni-Man?
go. This is what people came for.
All right, we're going to walk through now how Omni-Man with the cameo of Tremor plays.
All right, let's go. So, Omni-Man is a very simple character to describe. He is a powerhouse brawler that has super speed. It's kind of interesting. We've had a lot of characters who are really fast. We've had a lot of characters that are super strong, and he kind of combines them in pretty neat, interesting ways. So let's check him out.
I can't wait.
His normals first. They are pretty straightforward. He punches, and he punches really hard.
All the punching. All the
Yeah.
punching. Throw in the
got-
haymakers.
That's exactly right. This is not a martial artist.
Look at the launcher there.
There's not a lot of finesse here.
Right.
One of the first moves I'd like to
cable's
show is
kinda
4-4,
weird.
which is like his pretty good advancing mid. Slams you down.
Yeah.
A lot
Got
of
the
his moves
Dark Link
are
Slam.
high, so this is kind of one you want to use when you want to go
Blam,
mid.
blam.
Is
Another
that,
really
is that a
good-
string right there?
Yes.
Got it.
Yeah, at the end is just a 1+3 input.
You know I love them.
Right.
So realistically, you don't have to finish the input
Another
unless
really,
you want
really
to.
good mid up close is his back 1, and it has two options. Back 1-1 pops them up.
That launcher.
Back 1-2 is mid-mid and is safer.
I really hope he's got some cool air combos, but we'll have to wait, I guess.
Well, I'm sure we'll see some. He also has some really interesting mix-ups to open up the opponent. Like, for example, his sweep is pretty unique because he drops down and does extra damage
Because he's that fast.
because he's super fast.
What a show off.
He also has forward 3 where he literally just stomps the ground and creates an earthquake.
So strong.
Interesting.
And then I think this is one of his coolest moves. He has an awesome long-range overhead where he zips across the screen super
That's
fast.
crazy.
And he's up close.
How are you gonna
behind
react?
it,
Oh.
No.
knock you down.
And that's just a button.
Yeah,
That is,
just
you need to
forward.
react to that
What?
startup. There ain't no way.
See, it has really good range.
That's all I'm
Sweet
gonna
Jesus.
need. That's it.
Yeah, you can mix that up with the sweep.
Man, he just loves putting people's faces in the ground.
Yeah, he's a strong guy. So let's go over his special moves. Great.
Yeah.
One unique thing about Omni-Man is he actually has a lot of aerial mobility. All of his special
Makes
moves
sense.
can be done in the air. He has ground and air versions of all of them, which is pretty unique to MK. First one I'd like to show is the Mega Clap. He puts his hands together. It's not patty cake, it's the Mega Clap. Sends them very far. It's a great combo ender with Punisher, kind of mid-range footsie tool.
Could you almost use it like zoning too?
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
Keep them in, keep them out.
Doesn't go
version-
full screen.
Not full screen, but the EX version goes even further and will destroy projectiles.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
Man, he's just tearing up the ground. Everything he does.
He also has this big charge move where he literally just like charges
He did
you
to
with his
the
chest. And
GDE
we've all learned in the
agents.
90s.
I say GDE, but it's like
wrestling games.
GDA, I think.
Chest
Yes.
out, you're blocking moves. So he can
In
just
the
barge
show.
in. And the EX version has armor,
The animation
so
looks
this
so
kind of is
weird, but I mean, that's
advancing,
kind of what it
you can
is. It looked weird in the show, too.
You want to get a kind of similar like a Johnny Cage Shadow Cat. Another special move he has that, and you'll see this, being able to close the gap is a reoccurring theme with Omni-Man.
Gotcha.
Because he
He
wants to
has
get in there
this.
and
Yeah, he's not a
Exactly.
zoner, so
Torpedo move. A superhero classic. He can do this in the air and it actually goes downwards. It'll pop the opponent up.
yeah, that was
Another
amplified.
great
but it's not. That's just
full
him breaking
screen
the sound
and
barrier.
you can see it's very quick.
So this is interesting though, because if you do it on the ground, you're not following up.
Correct. But if you do it in the air, he gets a
Oh.
pop out.
Very cool. I also really like how the blood from his opponent gets onto his his costume. It's pretty awesome. Like I know that we get blood on everybody,
Sure.
but for some reason on him it just looks real cool.
It's just kind of iconic with
Yeah.
him, you know.
Yes. So then let's go over his most interesting special move that I think really sets him apart. The Viltrumite stance. So it's down back 3, and he starts hovering in the air. And from here, He has 4 different moves plus a bunch of mobility options. Let's start with the mobility. You can cancel it, but he can also warp forward
Oh,
extremely quickly. And again, he can do this in the air like all of his special moves.
Yeah, no, it's definitely good against zoners.
We'll go over his moves. The first, I think, is one of the key moves, which is this grab. And this is like his main combo starter. You can quickly go into it. You can even go into it off of the
Decent
low I
damage.
talked about earlier.
just dragging people in the dirt.
He also has this move where he zooms across super, super fast behind you. That's a great combo ender. It's a great check. You think the opponent might try to like throw something out when he's in the stance. You can
That's
quickly go
crazy.
into it.
That just straight up
He
beats
also
projectiles
has
because he gets
an
around it.
overhead from anywhere on screen. He drops down.
So it tracks.
Exactly.
Woo!
And then lastly, a big anti-air uppercut. And he zooms across and then covers all the upward space.
Doesn't
So it's
start
kind of
to
like
it
the
though.
upward
Is it good enough
version
for an anti-air?
of the zip behind you.
I just love that spine break.
It's so cool. I like the facial animation. So then the question is, how am I supposed to go into this stance when you're doing projectiles, you're doing long-range normals and all that, and he's just vulnerable floating there, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't think
Wrong.
he really is.
No,
I don't
no,
think
no,
so.
no.
So in Viltrumite's stance,
Oh.
when he does it, he's immune to all fireballs. They will literally just pass through him as long as he's in it. And that includes in the air.
That's some of the coolest stuff.
That's
It's definitely
It's
awesome.
pretty awesome.
Just dodge.
The
interesting.
EX version starts up faster and also makes him immune to normal attacks as well. And then he can go in and punish
That's
them
wild.
That's so cool.
as they're
I
recovered.
mean, that makes sense, I guess.
Sometimes he uses
But like,
really
this
good
was he is just standing
Yes.
there.
And again, he can do that in the air. The EX version is very, very quick.
It's
You
gonna be
can see
embarrassing too.
it is very, very, very
That's
cool.
awesome. I love it.
And then lastly, for his mobility, he has a unique air dash. This actually
Sense.
has a physical hit attached to it. It doesn't just pass
What?
through the opponent. So you can see he spins the opponent
It's
around
crazy.
for a free hit. And you can do 2 as long as you have meters, so you can do stuff like to do some really cool flashy
Oof.
moves. So you can use that to get in, you can use it to get out,
This character's gonna be
and
a
it'll always have
nightmare.
that physical hit. So again, to recap that, if you just do it for the first time, it doesn't take any meter. But if you want to do it twice, like in a combo like I showed,
Right.
it's going to take a bar. Similar to how Notaro works.
Very cool.
So I think in general, Omni-Man's a pretty simple powerhouse character to play, but he's got great mobility options, great offensive ability, and I think the Viltrumite stance is going to be super, super
Viltrumite stance in
I
of
think
itself
people
is like,
sometimes
or it sounds like the
of my
leash.
level, probably. When you hear stance, you get a little scared. But his stance is actually not it's not your
No.
typical, like, it's not that hard to use, really.
Right, it is not really hard to use, and he was not meant to be. He is
Right.
meant to be like, just like you see on Invincible. He is just he's just tearing through people effortlessly. That's exactly what a design team went with, and I think they really nailed
It
it.
shows, yeah, for sure.
100%. They nailed this character so
cool. I love
far.
it.
Yeah,
At least
think
from
it's
what
gonna
I
be
can
really,
see.
really cool. So would you guys like to see Tremor?
I think we would.
You know what? Let's just save it for another day, Raven.
Just save
Just
it?
save it for another day.
I'm going to vote yes.
All right.
All right,
I'm
I
swayed.
guess
Okay,
we'll do
okay,
it.
all right.
So Tremor's one of the most interesting cameos in the game, and I can't wait to see.
It's got like
how
3
he uses
variations, I
them,
think.
because He has more moves than any of the original roster cameos.
Okay.
Let's see how it works.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
So we all know Tremor debuted in Mortal Kombat Special Forces, but he really made his big playable debut in MKX.
Correct,
Where he
correct.
had 3 variations.
Yes.
And that's something our design team wanted to bring back.
Mm-hmm.
You can actually go Aftershock, Metallic, and Crystalline, and he has a different set of moves in each stance. So I'll show how it works. He starts with Aftershock. You can even see in his life bar, and he's like the brown, rocky, kind of traditional
Yeah, no.
looking clobbering time Tremor.
Right.
So he has 3 moves when he's in Aftershock. He has his Rock Punch. It's exactly what you'd expect. He just kind
Lunge
of
and
comes
punch.
in,
Yep.
it's safe on block, it knocks you away. You can use it to end your strings,
I think he has like
He
an
also has
upward,
up punch.
upwards. Yeah,
which is a pop-up starter.
they showed that in the trailer.
Which I'm pretty sure he also had in
In
MKX. Yes.
And then lastly, he has his ground pound, where he comes in, he does a low, and then pieces out.
Okay.
So
Just
if you have a
directional
really good
punches, pretty
overhead,
much.
For example, maybe you have a mid-screen overhead that's almost instant. You can also have a mid-screen low that's almost
That's so good.
which is pretty awesome.
And that's just a knockdown.
Exactly,
Yeah.
right.
And so you would say Aftershock, he's sort of the attacker.
Yeah,
The
I would say
offensive
it's,
one?
it's
Yeah.
offensive, it's pretty basic, it's the most kind of standard tremor.
Right.
Kind of the one, like base, which is why it's the default one.
Right.
So then, at any time, you hit R1, and he'll come out, and he'll cycle to the next
Oh,
one. which
So
is
just pressing
metallic.
it.
Now he has an entirely new set of moves, and they're all lava-based.
See, because I thought you would probably have to go to the or pick the type of variation in the character select screen, but
There's no reason not to use it.
I guess not.
He has an anti-air lava burst, and then this is really, really cool. He has this bowling ball, which is a low, and
Yeah,
if
the
you hold
golden
it,
one.
it becomes an overhead.
Okay.
So
Interesting.
he's got kind of mid-range attacks, plus a 50-50 from full screen.
Why would I not use
in the
Tremor?
set.
Like, my man seems to cover every single
Again,
distance,
then-
every single scenario.
So cool.
Right, and so then that gives you also zoning abilities or projectile if you have a character that is lacking that,
Exactly.
which is awesome.
Or if you have really good projectiles and you want to double down,
Double
it makes
down.
up to you
Yeah.
go that way.
Right.
He seems to
And
cover
maybe
everything.
you have like really great anti-air, and this can be a low.
Rolling ball, he's got the overhead
You
ball.
could put out Lime's lantern and then be doing this. It's just all kind. I think the creative freedom in the Kameo system is the coolest part of the game, right?
Can't agree more.
And then
I
lastly,
mean, that's
one more
kind of one of the main
Okay.
things.
Crystalline.
People have been looking forward to this.
Yeah, Ed kind of teased it, and I think a lot of people guessed some of the stuff he could do.
Yeah, totally.
So
But he's
in
got
Crystalline, he has two attacks.
the anti-projectile
He
one.
has Crystalline Burst, which will reflect projectiles, and then the big one. And a lot of people were like, "There's no way they're going to do that." We did. Crystalline Armor. So once he has Crystalline Armor, it's doomsday for the opponent. Oops, I was too slow. Oh my god. Alright, here we go. So he's going to summon the armor. And he will just absorb attacks like an absolute badass.
Beast.
Right.
That's
And now-
crazy.
So the way this works, the cycling, is once you do the summon, like I said, it'll go through. And it goes in a particular order. And if you hold
Yeah,
down
for
the
sure,
R1, it goes
metallic.
the opposite order. So you
Gotcha.
could go from Crystalline to Aftershock instead of and skip metallic in between, if that makes sense. It's like
Yeah.
the cycling.
Yeah.
So there is definitely a skill
Yes.
cap on like people who can go back and forth and know what
Exactly.
you're doing. So like yes, they have a lot of moves, but yes, you have to be cycling.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You have to manage
always
that.
Are gonna, right. You're going to have to manage the order that you're in because you cannot go straight from Aftershock
That's gonna be interesting.
to...
That is like sort
Sorry,
of where
can't
you
go from metallic
like
to
experience
Aftershock
and like
unless you
knowledge
go
of the
down,
character,
like you cycle back, if that makes
or the
sense.
cameo in this case, really just like determines how good you're gonna be with
But it'll
them.
make sense because there's only three.
Right.
So
Right.
it's rather you want to go which order. And then there's a really, really, really cool twist, I think, really sets him apart. When you call him out, it's an ambush move, and you can transition into any of these attacks. So let me show you. Right now I'm in Crystalline. If I go to Aftershock and then immediately enter a back in R1, he will immediately, while still on screen, go into the ground pound.
Okay, so he's gonna do
Like
the
so.
move, but it takes up the
Oh.
entire bar.
Or
Interesting.
next in the cycle is metallic. So let's say I wanted to do the bowling ball.
Yeah, it takes up the
I
entire
can do it
cameo.
that way. Or crystalline. I can do instant crystalline armor.
Interesting. Very
Didn't go.
So that means
Didn't give
all
it to
of his
him, though.
moves can also be ambush moves if you commit to bringing him out, swapping, and then immediately doing the move. Now that's going to be somewhat risky. They can get you out of it. You're going to have to be where you are in the cycle and all that. So there's a lot of risk and a lot of thought
Yeah.
that's going to go into it. But
Again, it's about
really
experimentation and
powerful,
just
massive
experience,
cycle.
seeing
And I
what
think it's
works,
one of
seeing
the
what
cooler
doesn't.
mechanics in the game for cameos.
Excellent.
Very cool.
So that's that, huh?
I think we have one more thing to show.
Oh.
Okay.
It's Fatal Blow, and the Fatal Blow attack that he goes into is pretty neat because again it uses speed.
Yeah, it reminds me, at least from the trailer, like Cabal's in K11,
Nope.
where he would just go from like behind you, and you can't zone Omni-Man clearly. Like they took one idea, was like anti-zoning. That's this character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
that's pretty
cool.
I think that's pretty much it.
early
Like they're
access for
just,
Omni-Man is
and then that's just him fighting
Right.
against
And then
Scorpions. I think we're gonna
Yep.
watch that real
Players
quick.
far better than me at Omni-Man.
Let's take a look.
Absolute power has corrupted you.
Oh, yeah, it's not even struggling. I know people have mentioned it, but like, He didn't even care, because why would he?
The face, just his face.
It's very good.
That's crazy. Notice how I didn't go for the 5 good blocks.
I always liked the hair, the white hair.
The ground pound.
Happening to me.
Ground blade, I guess.
So yeah,
Combo ender. That's a lot of damage.
You can see right there, Omni-Man tried to call out Tremor, and Scorpion actually stepped in. So Tremor's very, very powerful.
Try to go for it.
Free
So if you have some decent recovery on, you can at least punish it with the
I
one.
think as the game
Oh,
goes on,
well,
we
Chujinko
really
took that move, I
progress
guess.
players and how they learn to preemptively
Probably,
stuff, cameos and all that.
So he avoided the hellfire.
it's just moving
Yeah, that was awesome.
across the
It's
whole
definitely
screen
his coolest move.
effortlessly.
It's so flashy. It's awesome.
I really
Oof,
love
did it
how
mid-string,
design, you know,
seems
animations
like.
show the effortless power he has.
Yeah.
It's
I will grind this
There's not, he's not like.
So he
it's
just
like
floats
he's
away,
like-
because he would do that.
right.
Do it.
Yeah, it's very well done. Lots
So
of-
the stance change, or I guess it would be stance change, doesn't cost a cameo. Seems like you can just do it whenever.
big rock.
Should be called getting dunked on.
Oh, you get anti-air. But didn't really get a lot from it.
Just doing some spear pokes, really.
Scorpion and his spear pokes.
Oh,
Good blocks.
It's a full combo.
Oh,
Quicker
combo.
into the activation of the amplify, into the full combo air dash, nice, knock him down into the tremor stance change.
Hitting that air dash and seeing him spin around is very fun.
Okay. No meter to break this, so he has to go through it. Probably gonna hit him with the fatal blow here. After obviously Scorpions is done.
Omni-Man's neck.
he's
Really
fine.
unfortunate. Yeah, he's very, very strong.
Only get hit. Okay.
His cape's on fire.
Okay, flex. I'm surprised at how far that blow reaches. Okay, tried to do the demon dash there. Full combo.
Come up
Okay, one more.
here.
This is gonna side switch him though. Unless he air dashes. Oh, no, well, okay, so that switches back sides.
Your face on the
It's
ground,
great.
kind of chunks at it. I think
Yes.
that's really cool.
Sonic clap. Okay.
He's also got some really cool fatalities. They are,
Well,
again,
okay, it just comes down like Hulk
very,
from
very simple.
UMBC 3 with
Combo
that
breaker
Gamma
was a
Quake.
giant rock.
Not Gamma
Yes,
Quake.
it was.
The Gamma
That
Push.
Tremor riding a giant rock is great. I was
Okay, air dash into the side. That's crazy. You can just side switch it by will.
That's awesome.
Like if you get a full combo, just like okay, just side switch. Just dash through you into a combo.
to be fair, if you were doing a
Okay,
combo
good
to
blocks.
break you,
Yeah, it's a fatal blow. I expected that much. And it's quick too.
Looks like that's
Jeez.
gonna do it.
Yeah, I don't see Scorpion making it
Into the
past
mark.
this.
This is so cinematic.
And are we gonna get to see the train fatality? Or the red rush fatality? Oh, the train. Okay. I wonder where the intro that they showed. It's like, oh, this planet, the realms are mine. During the trailer, if that's a fatality, or if that's just
Fantastic. And
like an intro or something.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
All right.
So good.
Super cool. Thank you to the team in QA for putting that.
Done here. Yeah, that probably didn't really too much. But well, when the man comes out tomorrow, I'm extremely excited for this character. I'm probably gonna stream, make a few videos in terms of like the arcade playthrough and just a couple of online matches. To be frank, I haven't even touched MK1 online, right, ranked or anything like that. All I hear is that it's kind of not good. So I'm definitely interested in seeing how that goes. But yeah, if you sort of like what you saw, interested in seeing a bit more of Omni-Man, I'm going to play tomorrow. Like I said, I'm going to be streaming twitch.tv/Altron667. I'm going to have I think I'm going to stream on here too on YouTube. And then I'm going to have a few videos up, so in case you do miss a stream, by all means, the videos are going to be there for you. And if you're interested in that, please subscribe. We're going to have so much Omni-Man content because this character, I'm so excited for him. And if you like what you saw, feel free to like the video. And 100% go and subscribe to the Mortal Kombat channel, right? Well, this wouldn't be possible without them. So this is not a sponsorship. This is just me saying, well, I watched from them. So go ahead and check them out. And yeah, if nothing else, excited for tomorrow. Hope you guys stay safe. Thank you so much for watching. And I hope you have an excellent week. Peace.